political killings, the tension with the building of the stadium. I came right in time. There were incidents directed at me as a journalist, dangerous situations.
Let's talk about that. 2010, I suppose that will be the year where an intruder came into your house and wanted to assassinate you.
And then, yes, came that time when I wrote the book. He did call me.
Did you take the money? Well, welcome to it, and great to have you with us again. And today we're sitting down on the big seat with one of the journalists. I've admired his work. Sometimes I envied him. Sometimes I feel like I'm just walking in some of his footsteps, and on a daily, people are warning me that, hey, that story chief gets you in trouble. But nonetheless, it's all the work of a journalist, and I'm joined by renowned South African journalist Sizwe Sama Yende. He joins us in the conversation on the big seat. We'll reflect on his book. That's the Erring Assignment, Nightmare of a Journalist in Mpumalanga. You get to find out exactly what really prompted him to pen down such an amazing book. I don't know how many times it's gone to reprint, but he gets to tell us more. Sizwe, Awande.
Ngiyabonga, thanks a lot for inviting me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big seat. It's uncomfortable. I should be sitting there.
No,
that's my comfort space.
Yeah, you're so used in asking the questions. You're so used in being on the other end. Are you used on being on the other end where it's all about you? You get to share the story.
No, not really.
Yeah.
Because I'm programmed to be the storyteller rather than being the story myself.
Yeah.
Having the attention on me, it's a bit challenging, but
Sure.
Let's try it.
Yeah. I just want us to start the conversation from around. I don't want to reveal much because I know what I'm trying to do is gonna get me in trouble. But around 1977, I'm happy that we're having this conversation 2 days before your birthday.
Oh, by the way.
Yeah. Meaning also 2 years before you turn, the half a century. You are old now.
Damn, man.
Yeah. Born in Alexandra because he already Belispanada, but having grown up at Dagakral, that will be Dr. Pixley Gaisagasen, right?
Yeah.
Take us back then. Do you remember any fondest memories of Alexandra, or you remember more of Dagakral?
Yeah, actually, Alexandra, I can't remember anything.
Yeah,
there's a picture of mine when I was still young. I was there. Okay, I could see this was the environment.
Sure.
But obviously, when I was 3 years old, when I was no longer being breastfed, then my mother took me to my grandmother as she did with all of us.
Sure.
So then from there, I think from 3 years, then I was in Dagakral staying with my grandmother. Dagakral is Dagakral. I'm not sure if you have ever been there.
I have.
You have, yeah. Well, that's where I grew up, and before I got exposed to city life, township life, it was the best place a child could be.
Sure.
Could grow up in. At that time, I mean, the only thing as a child you could do, play soccer on the streets. That's the only entertainment that was there. So life revolved around your school, your home chores, playing soccer, looking after livestock, cattle, goats, whatever that they are having at home at that particular time.
Yeah. You speak about abantwana abanye be oledi or just your siblings. How many are you?
We're 6.
Sure.
Yeah. I'm the youngest boy, 3 boys, 3 girls. I'm the youngest boy, but there's a younger sister who comes after me. 11 years after me, actually. So, that gap.
Yeah. Very interesting indeed.
Yeah, but as you said, the way you refer it as a half a century, you make me feel very old.
Yeah.
Imagine my other siblings, how old they are.
Jeez.
Or two have passed away.
Sorry,
The boy I was born after, and also my second born sister.
Sure.
Yeah.
So
now what?
Zeleni 4.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Actually, we're three. Did I say we're six?
Yeah, you said 6.
Yeah, 6. 2 died. Yes, we're 4.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. My memory.
Yeah. Growing up then at Dakakral, do you have any fond memories of, is it at Tumbeni Primary School?
At Mpumalanga Primary School,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah, man. Nothing much. It's an environment. It's the only environment that I knew.
Yeah.
At that time. So, yeah, there was corporal punishment when we were growing up. So if you are late, you get a beating.
Sure.
What was good about the Tembeni is because it was closer to home. It was a walking distance, less than maybe 20 minutes.
Sure.
My secondary school was a little bit different because it was far. I was walking over an hour to school. Imagine how cold Dakakral is. In winter, it's white with frost.
Yeah, sure.
Every morning.
It's
It's twat. So 5:30 in the morning, you should be trekking to school, walking to school.
Sure.
7:30, you've got to be there. And our principal at that time, there was one guy, Mr. Mtembo. I'm not sure if he's still alive.
Yeah.
He was a disciplinarian. He was very strict. If you are late, you're
Yeah.
going to get a hiding.
Sure.
Definitely going to get a hiding.
Yeah.
So you're at school 7:30 until 2:30 in the afternoon. You've got to walk back again.
Yeah.
1.5 hours, close to 2 hours. Arrive home. You've got to go walk basically the same distance now to look for your cattle,
Sure.
the family cattle, bring them home. Then you.
So Lucille.
Lucy.
Yeah.
Then from there, uzama ukudlala ibhola because it's what you like.
Sure.
What used to get you in trouble as well, because instead of to lose a weekend, ubheke inkomo ziyalahleka, and then you go to the soccer field, then you get in trouble.
Sure.
Yeah. But that's basically life. And then by 7:30, 8 o'clock, which is also an issue, it's now really dark. You come, we walked a distance from the soccer field where you were.
Yeah.
It's already late, it's dark.
Inkomo sifakubani sibayeni manje.
You started.
Okay.
After school, you started by going there.
Okay.
Uyobheka inkomo.
Yeah.
Buye naso, usivalele usibeke ekhaya. Then we're grounded.
Sure.
Yeah. But now it's a problem because every day ufika ekhaya sekumnyama. You arrive late. So
Yeah.
once kwabamnyama, you know ukuthi
Check the street
there's
lights.
a problem.
Yeah.
Okay, you stay with your grandmother, older siblings, but you know, end of the month when your parents come from Joburg to visit, they used to come once a month.
Yeah.
Then they would be told about your behavior, your discipline. It's always arriving home at late.
Maqala phansi.
Yeah.
Tholis back.
Tholis back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it was. But that was life.
Yeah.
And then we are about 8 up to midnight. You do your homeworks.
Yeah.
The next day, 4 o'clock, you have to be up.
Sure.
Actually, I'm only realizing now that I did not used to get much sleep.
Jeez.
Yeah,
And it was okay at that time.
No, it was okay at that
Yeah.
time. I was young and I was energetic, and yeah, just this time you spend at school. You have to wake up at 4 o'clock. You've got to milk the cattle.
Yeah.
If you don't, then it means you don't have breakfast. You might as well go with a hungry stomach.
Yeah.
And you don't have pocket money as well to eat at school. It's a luxury, you know. You'd have money for pocket money for a few days, but it would not last you for the whole month. Maybe for a week you would have. So it means from 7:30 to 2:30, you have to make sure you've eaten your breakfast, because at school you won't eat anything. Then you've got to come back and eat at home.
Yeah. So when does journalism come knocking? Journalism rather. When does it come knocking? When did the journalistic path bit? Because I understand around the age of 19, that's when you met your mentor, Mzilikazi Africa.
Yeah. Actually, in high school, I grew up reading. I was an avid reader. Well, thanks to my father, because this is what he used to do. He used to collect books, bring them home, but also he used to bet horses.
Yeah.
So Citizen newspaper was big on soccer betting, horse betting,
Yeah, horse betting.
at that time.
Umjaho wamahashi.
Umjaho wamahashi. So every time in Joburg, then he would be buying Citizen every day. It is a daily.
Sure.
Every day. Those stacks of newspapers, then whenever he comes home, he would come with those stacks of newspapers at home.
Sure.
So for me, it was that, well, they were using them to start fire and other things.
Sure.
But for me, it was a chance. Then I would take all those old newspapers, sitting with my dictionary, reading and, improving my vocab. So I think the bug hit there. I was reading and I wanted to be a writer, so I was reading a lot.
Yeah.
So by the time I was in high school, I knew that, these are the things I'm going to do.
Sure.
Yes, of course, at that time, in the early 90s, when I was in secondary school, I think engineering was the thing for black people. We were beginning to getting exposed to such careers, and also computer programming. I did the science stream subjects, but I didn't fit in.
Yeah.
I really didn't fit in.
I was talking to Mandla Msibi. He mentions Uguti. He also played a part in you meeting Mzilikazi and just how you ended up being in Bombela. Just talk us through around it, because I could not connect the dots how he narrates the story. But maybe from your version, how did Mandla Msibi then play a part in just you being the journalist that you have become?
Mandla Msibi, I know he's closer to Mzilikazi wa Africa.
Sure.
But I might not be aware of a bigger role between him and Mzilikazi, what happened. But obviously, if he raises it, then something really happened. Yeah. So you asked about until I met Mzilikazi in what year was it? 1997.
Sure.
Yeah, exactly 1997. He came to Dakar to cover a story. There was Nelson Mandela.
Okay.
He was handing over land as part of the land reform project at that time. So that day when Mandela arrived, I had gone to, there was a local newspaper. That week I had gone to that local newspaper to ask for internship. It was in Volksrast. I've forgotten the name. It was the Recorder, if I remember the name. I went there and said, "Can you guys help me? I really want to be a journalist." Then they said, "Oh, okay, where are you from?" I said, "I'm from Dakar." Then they said, okay, it's fine. Bring us stories. So coincidentally, Mandela was coming on the weekend, and I had been there. So I went there to cover that story. I really didn't know what to do or anything. Yeah. But anyway, I went there. Then, well, my mind told me, look, there will be journalists here from other. Speak to them. I'm a shy person, but on that day, I looked around, looked at them. I thought, this dark, tall man, I think he can be friendly. Let me speak to him. That was Mzilikazi. Then I went to him. I introduced myself. Hey, I'm a young boy from here in Dakar. I really want to be a journalist. What do I need to do? No, he just wrote me his number on a piece of paper and said, okay, call me on Monday. I took that paper. Then on Monday, I did call him. He was working for African Eye News. It was a news agency here in Nelspruit. So I called him, and then he invited me over. He just said, look, without hesitation, come over. I'll speak to my boss, who was Justin Arenstein, was a well-known journalist at some point here in the province. So, then I took a taxi. I've never been on my own, traveling such a long distance. But I did, arrived, and then that's how my journey started. That was in September 1997. I still remember that, Yeah.
I mean, you really spend a lot of time in this profession. Let's talk about...
And I didn't go to tertiary. So,
speaking about that though, but you've managed to, do some exchange programs with university or a school in Ireland. Is it Fitzwilliams, I think?
Yeah, or Fitzwilliam Institute.
Yeah.
That's where actually I studied my diploma, and I was 38 years old. No,
Yeah.
it really worried me that okay, I earlier I had done a certificate with Intech College
Sure.
by
That-
correspondence.
Later became Jamelin, I think. Yeah.
No, Tamelin I didn't. It was them, and then I did other short course journalism courses.
Okay.
Those courses that we do from time to time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then when I was 38, I was like, I do not have a serious qualification. Let me do it. It was an online thing. Well, I was bored as hell, but I had to do it.
Yeah.
So that's how I got my diploma. I'm not really educated. I read a lot, but I'm not educated. I even worked at a university at Wits.
Yeah. I think for 2 years, right?
At some point. No. It was only 1 year. I was a writing fellow.
Oh, okay.
So they give you funding, you come, you present a subject that you want to cover.
Okay.
They look at it, they review your proposal, then they say come.
Interesting.
Yeah. So at university, I went there to work. It was my first time to be there.
Yeah. Let's talk about the airing assignment. When does the idea dawns on you that you must write a book, and you call it the nightmare of a journalist in Mpumalanga?
Yeah.
What was so horrifying about this assignment?
We may need another 5 hours.
No, we do have the time. Don't worry.
Yeah. But no, it's just like this. Okay, I become a journalist here at African Eye News. I stayed 8 years. Then I went to work in Limpopo, Polokwane for City Press.
Okay.
As a bureau chief there.
Sure.
I think that could have been 2005 or late 2004.
Yeah.
I stayed in Polokwane for a few years up until 2008. 2008, I took up a government job
in Skukune.
In Groblersdal. Yeah. I was homesick. It was closer to home and all of that. So I wanted to be closer to home.
Yeah.
But okay, the money was good, I must say.
But I hear that you didn't enjoy it today.
No, man. You see, I stayed 2008 up until 2010.
Yeah.
But I can tell you by the 6th month I'd been there, I wanted out. It's bad. It's bad. It's not professional. The environment is politicized. You go there, I went there, I was employed, I went there. There was no laptop for me to work for at least 3 months. So you go there, you sit, there's nothing to do. But there's somebody who's saying at 7 you must be at work. At 10 is tea time. At 1 o'clock is lunchtime.
At 4,
then you knock out. You knock off. I mean, I was not used to that environment. I was used to an environment where you sort of meet deadlines to produce. Whether you are in the office, you are not in the office, it doesn't matter.
Sure.
As long as if your deadline is on this particular time, you produce at that particular time. So the environment is toxic, man. It's toxic. It's toxic. Anyway, I have avoided even working in newsrooms in Joburg where there are many people, because in my nature, I cannot stand the toxicity of some people are toxic, and those environments are toxic.
Would you say then that's why you became a bureau in Limpopo, subsequently you then became a bureau in Mpumalanga?
Yeah, exactly. And I know what I was doing to my career, because progression, I was not going to progress. But anyway, I said, this is what I enjoy. I rather die, retire, doing what I enjoy, away from the noise, away from... I'm not sure maybe I'm a coward, but I don't like toxic environments, man. Especially where you spend your time every day and you want to feel comfortable. You spend most of the time at work.
Yeah.
So you really need to feel comfortable. You don't have to get caught up in petty gossips and all those kinds of things, fighting for your space.
Yeah.
But now I've digressed a lot.
Yeah.
What was
No,
the
we're
question?
talking about the assignment, the airing assignment.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Then I want to come to that. Then after that job, 2010, fortunately, City Press had an opening here. They never had a bureau office here, but now they're expanding, obviously.
Would you say it's because of the FIFA World Cup coming here? I mean, they felt there was an interest.
No. There was a new editor who really wanted to cover all provinces.
Okay.
And wanted to. In Polokwane, there was a bureau chief. I think there was one or two in KZN in the Eastern Cape, but not in Mpumalanga. Okay. So she felt it's also an important province that needed to be covered. So my boss, former boss, Jafet Ngube, thanks to him, he called me again and said, "Hey, are you available? Here is a job here." Well, I said, "Nah, I'm taking it."
Okay.
Salary cut, of course.
Yeah.
But
why salary cut?
Mental health.
Or now you're from Sekhukhune? Or
I'm from Sekhukhune. No, the government pays well.
Okay.
Especially Sekhukhune, a rural municipality.
Yeah.
They really pay well.
Okay.
Yeah, to keep people there.
Yeah.
To keep the skills there.
Yeah.
So when I left City Press to Sekhukhune, I doubled my salary.
Jeez.
Yeah, so it was a big move.
Yeah.
For me. Yeah. So, but now I had to come back to City Press. Yeah, I had to negotiate, but you know, when you go to a new job, you would expect to get more.
Sure.
But no, I couldn't. But anyway, that was for the best because it was for my mental health. I mean, that environment, I was not growing. I was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. I was demotivated.
Yeah.
So I came. They employed me. I came in 2010. In 2010, from 2009, actually from around 2007, 6, building up to the World Cup, things were starting to get hot here. Because, you know, in political killings, the tension with the building of the stadium, I came right in time.
Sure.
When it was tense, when the temperatures were really high. So I jumped on the wagon, reported this corruption, well, generally in the Mpumalanga government.
Sure.
And also the stadium. So things start there, leading to this book in, I think I started the manuscript in 2014. Or late 2013, I can't remember. Yeah, but I started the manuscript there. Well, it was more about all the events that have taken place, my own personal experiences as well.
Sure.
Because there were incidents directed at me as a journalist, dangerous situations.
Let's talk about that. 2010, I suppose that would be the year where an intruder came into your house and wanted to assassinate you. Do you have the records correct?
Was it 2010? Was it 2011? Well, I can't remember, but it could have been around that time.
Yeah.
Yes, you are right. You are right. There was an intruder coming into my house in an estate.
Sure.
In an
estate.
Yeah, it's not a standalone house.
Yeah.
So you can imagine. And how that person knew I was coming late. It was a Friday, a normal Friday. So I went to a friend, a person I had really known, but briefing me about something that I needed to follow up. So you stay there. I stayed there until around 11:30 at night. Then here am I going home. I go home. I park my car. I go to close the gate. Then I walk to my house. Well, there's a sliding door here. There's a sliding door, but also there's a butler door that I have to open with 2 locks. So I opened the sliding door. I opened. Right as I was opening the butler door, then I hear somebody whispering, actually.
Coming from behind,
whispering. Yekela lo kwentayo. He was speaking in Swati. Yekela lo kwentayo. When I look, hey, this man is pointing me with a gun. But obviously, it's some distance.
Yeah.
Well, there are a few stairs.
Yeah.
He has to walk, but he was coming at me. Then I had already opened the door, so I jumped in quickly, just shut everything.
Yeah.
So fortunately, he didn't shoot. Then he went back. So I went upstairs. I've got a little room upstairs just to see what was happening. But it was dark anyway.
Sure.
I live right at the end of there's a wall right at the end of the estate. So yeah, he jumped. Maybe the electric fence was not working or something like that. So he jumped. Then there was a bush there. Now it's not. It has been cleared because there's another estate. So yeah. But that was it.
That's what he said. What were you doing?
No, I was opening the door. So he was basically saying freeze.
Okay.
And no, I didn't listen. And he was carrying a gun.
Yeah.
But it was one man. One
person.
man.
Yeah.
One person. So in my mind, I heard people arguing at that time on Facebook. No, it was even the police, even some of the police who were in the thick of things here. No, it could have been a robbery. But my
so you
question
don't think
is,
it was just a mere robbery?
No. One person. Look, you want to rob me. You want to rob the house.
Yeah.
You want something in the house.
Sure.
Or you want, you want something there, whether it's a TV or whatsoever. Those guys, we know they do. But there should be 2 or 3.
Sure.
There should be 2 or 3 to carry the stuff. I mean, it's common sense. That was one man.
Yeah. Let's talk about then, because you said around that time, leading up to the book, before you write the book, so many things had happened.
So many things.
Among the many things is that your car brakes were tampered with and you were driving past the Hilltop Pass.
Exactly. That's another incident again.
What happened there?
You know how they did this? Where? I don't know. Because I don't remember at any time where I had the car abandoned, where there are no people, whether it's at night. And I told you, I stay in an estate where it's parked.
Sure.
And when you look at that, it's the old Toyota test that CD Press had given me to work with. That brake pipe, it's hard. It's hard. You need to really, it needs a man to cut it, or you need a grinder to cut it. So I cannot understand where it happened, but it did happen. Because I took the car to Toyota. What is the problem? The brakes are not working. And when I see under the car on the ground the brake fluid, it's spilling.
Sure.
Yeah. So when I went to Toyota, the dealership here, I left the car. Then I was called to come and pick it up. Oh wait, somebody called me to give me the quotation and all those things. It was a white guy, but then I went to collect the car. When I went to collect the car, I met this tall white guy. Okay, I'm a writer, I'm descriptive. That whiteness doesn't mean anything. Then the first question he asked me, do you have enemies? I said, no. Why? He showed me, this is a brake pipe, it was cut. I'm like, yeesh.
Okay.
What is happening here? But that's what it was. Man.
Yeah. So around that time, what sort of stories are you writing? What sort of leads are you pursuing?
There were many, man. It was a landmine of stories. Corruption. It was a landmine. Corruption is bad, but if you're a journalist coming across such volumes of corrupt information, it excites you in a way, you know, because you've got work to do, and it's very important work that you are doing. So there were many issues. The stadium had been built, World Cup had played, gone, but there were issues at Bombela. There were issues with the former municipal manager. They were paying him a golden handshake. the guy who had allegedly messed up. There was a lot to follow up regarding that, but there were also in the provincial government. There were also many corruption stories. I remember one story in the Department of Agriculture about Masibuele Masimini, that program. Yeah, there was a big scandal of 300 million. It was not awarded properly. Supply chain processes were not followed, and that contract was given to business associates and friends of the late deputy president, who was the premier at that time.
Sure.
That was a big one.
Then his spokesperson came to you with an envelope.
Yeah, I was busy with that story when he came with that offer. But it was not, it was more about I had sent questions, right?
Sure.
Then he said, let's meet. Can we please meet at a particular time at a restaurant, this restaurant here at the Botanical Gardens?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I agreed to meet. It's Friday, it's deadline day.
Yeah.
We need the response. But anyway, the story had gone. Sometimes you've got to send the story and say, look, the response is coming. I've sent questions on this day. The response is coming. Well, if it's not coming, then you can go ahead. They have proof that I've sent questions on a Monday or a Tuesday. Yeah, so no, he said, come, let's talk, because I was not getting the answers. I said, okay. Then, no, the conversation there was, general, and we were talking about general things. Anyway, Mabuto is a good man. I must say, he's a good man.
So did you take the money?
Then, I'm coming to that. As we ate nicely, he paid.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He drank wine. I didn't because I was working.
Yeah.
And anyway, I don't like wine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So
So specific.
Yeah. So as we were walking out, then he said, "Hey, my bra, no, here's something for petrol," along those lines. Okay, it was a stack. Okay, I took it. I looked at him. No, I didn't say anything, not much.
Yeah.
I was flustered.
Yeah.
Because we were not expecting that thing, so we were in a state of confusion. Then I said, "Oh, okay, sharp. No. Okay, it's fine. We'll talk." Then I went into my car. I was so scared of that money, as if it was a human being. It was looking at me. I got into the car. I put it under the carpet. Not in my pocket, under the carpet.
Yeah.
Then I drove. Then I said, "Okay, now." I drove straight to the police station.
Sure.
Then that's where I said, "Look, I've got this money. I was writing this story. I've just met the spokesperson. I think he's bribing me to stop the story." Then they called somebody from the Hawks. Then I went to the Hawks office. That's where I delivered my statement and so on. But he did call again and said, "Look, I'm at the State House." I said, "Okay, stop, we'll talk later." I was with the police. Then I never returned the call. Then it was the Saturday, then it was the Sunday, then boom, the story was there. So they asked me to write about the encounter, everything. So
Sure.
I did write about it. Then, and then there was a case that I opened there because I thought it was a bribe.
Yeah.
Okay, we've met, we're in talking terms.
Yeah.
It was never personal.
Sure.
As I said,
It's just ethical.
yeah, as I said, he's a good man. I mean it, he's really a good man.
Sure.
And I was surprised by his magnanimity.
Yeah.
I thought he would be hating me. But we met and, "Hey, Sizwe, man, so wenzani, man, hey,
Yeah.
what's happening?"
Yeah.
Asikhulume mfo. Okay, hey, hi, man, no.
Sure.
he stated his side of the story, but I heard a lot.
Yeah,
I heard
yeah,
a lot.
yeah.
He said, no, man. No, it was not. It was not. It was from me.
Sure.
We had met. I was just saying to a friend, no, here's something for a petrol.
Yeah.
But I had heard stories that, no, actually, what they were saying that he had 100K. He was given 100K to give me.
Sure.
That's the story I heard.
So he ended up giving you 5.
He ended up giving me 5. Then I thought, when I heard that story,
Yeah.
I thought, okay, it was maybe it was going to be a process of managing me to say, next week, I come with another story, and he says, man, come, let's talk, man.
Yeah.
5. So, you know, how many stories could have been killed? 5 divided by 100, 20 stories could have been killed.
Sure.
Yeah, so that was that. But what is important is that we eventually reconcile.
Sure.
He's a good man, as I said.
Yeah.
He's a good man. And I think also his troubles with the government started then, because they shifted him from the position he was holding. They gave him another position.
Sure.
Then he got frustrated and until he was kicked out. It's a pity, but that's what it was.
Former Speaker of the city of Mbombela now, Babu Mhlala. Leading up to his death, were you at least working on the story? Because I'm told that he was among the many people that were really blowing the whistle then. You know, he was really flabbergasted by the amount of corrupt activities that were happening then, leading up to obviously the construction of the Mbombela Stadium and many other things. Were you at least covering the story then?
No, leading up to that, I was not. I was actually, when those incidents happened, I was still in government, but just a few months before I returned to journalism.
Yeah.
So when I picked it up, he had already died.
Sure.
Yeah, the whole thing had already blown out. Yeah, so I never got to speak to him around that time. Yeah.
But I'm told that you've managed also to read the affidavit that James Nkambule would have disposed.
Yeah.
With this so-called fellow Josh, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Just talk us through around what you read, what was contained in that affidavit.
Yeah, because I met James around that time. I remember I went to his house in Barberton. He was. Then to ask for the affidavit, he handed it to me himself. Then I spoke to him. It was that time he told me that, look, Josh, there will be a magistrate who was going to meet Josh on the border. I think he said the Swazi border, to take a statement from him. He said, okay, I'll take you along. You can take along with me. I said, it's fine. I was looking forward to that day, but it never happened. So the affidavit, to answer your question, covered a lot of things, how certain people were killed, how actually basically taking you through the conspiracies, the plot, on how they should be killed and all of that. I mean, mentioned a lot of people. It mentioned Jimmy Mhlala. It mentioned even people who survived, like Andres Gamete, like the former mayor of Mbombela who's this guy, the first. No. The very first one was Khoza.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah. It mentioned a lot of people. Even the CFO of Kovanembenge municipality, I covered the story. I spoke to that guy. He disappeared. Yeah, he was uncovering corruption. So there was a lot of people that were listed. Fish Mahlalela, how he was poisoned. He was injected with something or whatsoever. There were big names there, man. There were big names. Yeah, so the affidavit was there. And then he told me it was signed by somebody in the Barberton court, that affidavit. Well, it says that there was a stamp of Babaton. Yeah. Yeah, that was that.
That phenomenon of bringing people from Mozambique who had not documentation to come and carry heinous crimes within our country or within our province, how much of those stories ring true?
Yeah, that's what we hear. That's what we hear. And for the fact that nobody gets arrested and convicted for these crimes, surely there's some truth to it. In Limpopo, the hitmen are brought from Lesotho. So they say. Obviously, it's due to the language is close. Yeah, they are brought from Lesotho. Yeah. Okay, here maybe some of them come from KZN, but it's true. I think there's some truth to it because these people are undocumented, and then they come here. They do lots of crimes, even if they are not used to kill other people, but they do lots of crimes. Yeah.
Then you hear of the passing of Babu James Nkambule at the time. Were you then afraid? Because you yourself had read through the affidavit, and obviously his passing was very tragic. How did you internalize that? You're a journalist. You've been in possession of such damning and incriminating affidavit that has since been disposed. What were your reflections at the time of what you had just read and what had happened? Yeah.
The funny thing about being a journalist, you think less about yourself. You think less about yourself, and when it happened, you basically okay. You're not worried that look, I've spoken to this guy. Who knows that I've spoken to him, he's giving me the affidavit.
Yeah.
No, it's not about that. It's more about, hey, who killed him? Maybe I should try to dig a bit more to find out who killed him.
Sure.
Yeah. But at that time, I think Zilekazo Africa had the edge on the story.
Yeah.
The sources trusted him more. He had studied it earlier than me.
Sure.
So he was the one who was able to find the medical records, how he was killed. Yeah, we're told it was poison. Yeah.
Your relationship with the late Deputy President, I mean, you've had a cat and mouse, as many call it, because you've been seen to chase him, and he's been seen to just keep a distance away from you. But I'm told that when you published your book, he called you and said, Sizwe Mpumalanga, tell us more about that.
Yeah, that was funny, tricky. No, we had a politician journalist relationship. Those relationships can be tense.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Yeah, they are really not nice. They are not nice. You're a journalist. Sometimes it's tense like that.
Yeah.
But I think I did not have more of a problem with him.
Yeah.
The problem were those people who were supporting him.
Supporting or around him?
Around him. And even those who were supporting him.
Sure.
I mean, at that time, it's just that my Facebook page crashed, and then I had to restart it again.
Sure.
The insults I was getting from people, particularly from MLO, I don't know what was happening there, but from MLO, I would really get a lot of insults. There's a story on Sunday, then on Monday, I know that on Facebook, they start on Sunday afternoon. I'm called all sorts of things. I'm bored. Those people will give me tenders when they get into power and all of that. Yeah. So it was like that. I don't think it was about him per se.
Yeah.
And looking at where I stand, really, would he worry about me? In the scheme of things, I'm just a small dot.
Yeah.
He should have been worried about really heavyweights in the game of
Yeah.
politics.
Yeah.
People who wanted him out of the position. He should have been worried about Peter Nyoni, those kinds of people. Not a small town journalist like me.
Yeah.
So I don't know how people interpreted it, but I had a problem more with the groupies.
Yeah.
With the groupies around him. I'll call them the groupies. Yeah. But him, yes, I will try to get interviews with him. He will refuse.
Yeah.
So that was our relationship. And then, yes, came that time when I wrote the book. He did call me. Because what happened? After I published the book, then people were extracting the affidavit, extracting certain portions of the book. So it really doesn't make sense. Then posting on social media, Twitter, whatsoever. It doesn't make sense for somebody who doesn't know. Then it means, oh, Didi Mabuza was killing people.
Yeah.
But if you read the whole book, it's a context. The whole book says he was alleged to have done this.
Yeah.
He was alleged to have done this and that. So yeah, he did call me. Hey, Sizwe, yeah. I was driving, but I had to stop. I mean, you will stop on the side of the road if a big man like that calls you. So that
So you stood.
Yeah, so I stopped on the side of the road. Then he said, yeah, yes, bathi mina ngibulala abantu, ubhala ukuthi lapha ngibulala abantu. Ngathi no, akusinjalo Prim. Can you do me a favor, just one favor? I know you have not read the book. It's 3 days ago that it was published and launched. Can you read it? Then we can talk after that. So he never came back to me about it. So I guess he read it and he saw that, no, it doesn't say he killed anybody.
Yeah.
But I had to go to my social media as well just to clarify that the book does not say Didi Mabuza killed anybody.
Yeah.
And it doesn't say so.
There was a lot of also reports around when the book launched. It seeks to insinuate that you had written the book primarily to capture his tenure as premier. Was that the intention? When you wrote the book, did you had an intention to say, I want to just organically capture his tenure as premier of the province?
Actually, my aim of writing the book, it was a memoir.
Yeah.
It's a memoir.
It is, yes.
So, because if you read it, it reflects my own life, where I grew up, how I became a journalist, and then the incidents that, I came across as I was doing my job in Mpumalanga province. That was not the primary aim.
Yeah.
But obviously, for some reason, our lives became intertwined.
Yeah.
So
that he is the first citizen of the province.
Is the first citizen of the province.
Yeah.
Yeah, and things are happening to me in his name.
Sure.
You see.
What else has happened to you in his name?
No, as I was telling you about people insulting you on Facebook. No, you cannot write that about our comrade Titi. We love him. That kind of a thing. Mm-hmm. You've been sent by so and so. You've been sent by, at that time, by Matthew Posa. You are Matthew Posa's puppet, or Lasichiwayo's puppet, or Fish Matlalela's puppet. Anyone who politically was not aligning with Didi Mabuza, you will be insulted by people using his name. So name dropping it's a very serious thing in this country, particularly in this province where gossip becomes the truth.
Sure.
Yeah, so that was that. So people, I think, reluctantly, he was drawn into this situation where he's being pitted as my enemy.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't think wherever he's sleeping, he had any sleepless night because there's one little journalist from Dagrad called Sizwe who's written a story about him. I don't think so.
Yeah. What do you make of the state of journalism in South Africa, in Mpumalanga?
There's a lot to say about journalism. There's a lot to say. There's an argument that it's degenerating.
Okay.
Oh, yes, it is. Because many people, I'm a reader myself, who read newspaper. We're in the culture, we grew up in the culture of every Sunday. Every Sunday, you have all the newspapers. You do whatever you do, but you have time to read all the newspapers to reflect on the events of the week. I mean, they are no longer the same. Everybody will tell you that they are no longer the same.
Yeah.
There's a degeneration of some sort there. But obviously, you can understand the commercial issues. Newsrooms have been juniorized.
Okay.
What's I not pronounce it? There are junior people.
Yeah.
They're now employed. They cannot keep the senior people for commercial reasons.
Sure.
Money is not coming in, advertising money. So that whole thing, I mean, money dictates. So
Yeah.
it affects everything.
Sure.
So now instead of sending a journalist to Bushpark Ridge for a week to investigate and package a story, you can no longer afford that. You know, you can go there in and out. So quality is compromised. So quality is compromised due to that. And the fact that there are no longer journalists on the ground now. All journalists are in the head offices in Joburg. So they sort of pick up from social media sometimes, and then they try to do stories based on what they see on social media. Yeah, the state of journalism is in a bit of a crisis.
Sure.
Yeah, that's the main factor, I think. And yeah, most journalists have been leaving. Those who spend time studying other things. I know some have become lawyers, some have done other things just because of that. But for how long, you'll never know. But yeah, we are not where we are supposed to be. We all miss the golden years of journalism, the 90s, the 80s,
Yeah.
and what we read about in the 60s, the Trump generation,
Yeah, yeah.
the way they used to report
Sure.
stories and change the country. But now, no, it's different. And also the fact that media houses seem to be taking a side, seem to be advocating for this or against that. That's becoming a problem.
Yeah. How have you been? How have you managed to stay neutral in all these years, or have you also even tried to pick a side?
Luckily, in my career, I have never ever had an editor telling me that, look, this is the direction we are taking, and these are the people we are targeting. Your reporting should focus there. No, it has never happened to me with the various editors in City Press that I've worked under. But what has happened is that there are stories I have written. They were never published. I didn't get any clear reasons why.
Which are some of those stories, if you recall top of mind?
Let's not go there.
Okay.
No. Let's not go there.
Yeah.
Let's not go there, because I don't want an individual to link himself or herself and say, hey.
But how many were they then?
No, it's quite a few, but not many, not an overwhelming number.
Are they about Mpumalanga?
No, not really about Mpumalanga. Yes, there've been stories. I was disappointed one weekend. I had written the story. City Press had this thing of, they had started this thing of the front page. those papers that are going to be delivered in Mpumalanga, the front page must have in Mpumalanga a big Mpumalanga story. Those in Limpopo, same. Eastern Cape, same. Sure, I heard this story. It was big, and I thought it was going to appear there. You know what? It didn't. It didn't make it.
Do you recall which story was that?
Let me not mention it. Let me not mention it on air.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was surprising, and I was very disappointed. And it didn't even actually make it online.
Jeez.
The person I was reporting to directly at that time just told me, okay, the newsroom language is, I almost said exactly verbatim what she said.
Yeah.
But
it's a she.
Yeah, it was a she. But she said, look, I submitted where it had to be submitted. I had said it should be here. I edited it. But I'm also surprised. So, but I was not the kind of a journalist who will pick up fights and all of that. Hence, I told you that I really liked the space of working far away from crowded workplaces, just to avoid the toxicity that sometimes develop there. Yeah. So that has been my experience with that. But I had never been, directly censored like that, to be told, don't touch that, don't touch that. It has happened once or twice, and but it is a big problem. It is a big problem, I must say.
I'm told you're also big within the football space. I'm told you run, is it a development or an academy? What do you make of just the state of grassroots football in Mpumalanga? I know you've got your Kruger United who are competing in some of the recognized leagues. I mean, we've just noted the Bees from Commerce, if I'm not mistaken. They've just landed themselves in the ABC Municipal League as well. Your interpretation of what needs to be done from the grassroots football of Mpumalanga.
Yeah. You see, it's a very interesting space, but a lot of wrong things are happening.
Sure.
First of all, people are in grassroots football. I'm not talking about the level of Kruger. The piece is already professional. But I'm talking about your club, your small club in the township, your small academy in Nelspruit. Why do you get involved there? What is the whole purpose? I think people have lost it there.
Sure.
Like, local coaches, young coaches are losing it there. It's not about winning. It's not even about creating a name for that small club that it can beat everybody. The main aim is to develop youngsters to be professional.
Sure.
But most of the coaches are not, or club owners are not working according to that. I do not understand what is the game plan then.
Sure.
Yeah, because it's also, I got involved because I could see that, look, man, there's a lot of talent, but it doesn't reach where it's supposed to reach. So that's how I decided, look, to get involved. That was about 9 years ago to get really, really involved. So your question was about the state of, it's bad, even because I would say SAFA is not doing anything. There are no, in Bombela here, in this municipal area, there's no under 13 league, there's no under 15 league. Lately, there's been an under 17 league sponsored by Forec. Okay. But the people that suffer, what are they doing? Can they go to companies and ask for money to develop these youngsters? Just to set up a proper league, higher grounds, good grounds where the kids can play. You get a sponsor. It's not expensive. I mean, it's not that expensive. And then people get organized. The kids get to play. Coaches get trained. They develop these youngsters. But it lacks there. It lacks there. And that's why you see a professional player, hey, this one cannot, his first touch is not good. It starts here. At 13, what happened was there somebody to teach that person.
Yeah.
So the state of local football is in shambles,
Sure.
I must say. So we got involved. I got to work with good coaches. I'm not a trained coach.
Yeah.
I must admit.
Yeah.
I love the sport, but I get involved. I get to coach the youngsters. So we started Mpumalanga School of Excellence in 2019.
Yeah.
2019. Now we've got 7 players, professional.
Playing in which league?
In the NFD.
Nice.
Mostly. We've got Kruger, we've got 2 boys, very talented boys. A young goalkeeper just signed this year. He's 20. Kruger. The Bees, we've got a young striker. Actually scored a goal that took them to the finals, to the playoffs. Yeah. Good, talented. Baroka, very good defender.
Nice.
Surprise Klavati is turning 20. There's a guy at Venda Football. Qiniso Mazibuko. Grew up here from when he was 14. Yeah. Then we have one guy playing PSL Swaziland. Fuyo Martina is playing for the team that's going to play CAF Mtsingizi.
Yeah.
So, you know, we've done that. It's because the approach should be, if you're coaching youngsters, the approach should be, after a game, it's not about how did we lose the game. It's about looking at the individual. Where are you lacking? Then in the training field, you sort of train that individual. But hey man, it's a very expensive exercise.
Yeah, you sound like Tim Sugazi now.
Yeah, and also another thing I forgot to mention: why we cannot develop parents. Parents are major players here, but they are not playing their part.
Jeez, yeah.
Okay, you have an academy. Obviously, they should contribute something. There's a coach who needs to be paid. There must be equipment. Stadiums have to be booked from the municipality, and the list is endless.
Sure.
But they just dump their kids, and they are not paying. I have kids from outside Middleburg, find them a place to stay, eat. They have to be transported to school. There has to be an auntie who cooks for them, those kinds of things. Parents, they just drop a kid, they don't pay. You know, it's very expensive.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate that I'm even thinking of leaving it. Yeah.
No, Sizwe, it's been an honor to sit down with you on the big seat. And thank you so much for honoring the invite. My brother, I'm a fan of your work. Keep soaring high. When we see you soaring up high there, we also measure ourselves that one day we'll fly as high as you do. Appreciate you, my brother. All the best in the work you do. Keep shining.
No, thanks. Thanks for inviting me. It's a bit uncomfortable sitting here. But I hope I try to do well. Obviously, these platforms are for young guys like you. So it's nice that you've taken the plunge as well to start the big seat. Yeah, hopefully one day I'll be sitting where you're sitting. And talking to you.
No, definitely. We'll always avail ourselves when the time comes. Definitely, I'm going to be indulging on this book again. I've read snippets of it. I've not really read, the entire copy. I'll come across references of it online. Hence, I've been trying to pin you down to say, where can I buy the book? And finally, I got to sit down with you, and definitely I'm getting a copy. And all the best, my brother. And may more copies come after this as well.
Yeah, talking about that, I've been struggling with a sequel. I'm trying to do a really fictional version. Yeah.
No, we want...
No, a fictional one, because remember, the reason is being that Josh character. I'm still trying to pursue that thing to make sense of it. Did he exist? Or it's just a character created by this group of people and this group of people? We still need to understand that, really.
Jeez.
We really need to understand that. We've got to go deeper. That's why I've started interviews with, if you might have seen. I'm trying to make sense
of of this Josh character.
Yeah, especially the side of Didi Mabuza was not talking much
Yeah.
at all about this Josh character.
Yeah, whether he was real or not.
Yeah, we really need to get to the bottom of it, really.
Sure.
But for now, since he's a fictional character, why not?
Mpumalanga, and thank you so much for having clued in to yet another episode of The Big Seat. More great news coming up. We'll be definitely letting you know of how we can win big here on The Big Seat. But without a doubt, appreciate you and salute you.